I've been thinking quite a bit about AI lately. I've been asking myself questions. How are we going to be different from the most advanced forms of AI? And how will that difference evolve over time? We know there are aspects of AI that are converging toward human level, but is there any aspect of AI that is diverging from the human experience? In what ways will AI ever come close to us? How will these differences be of value to humans? Some of these differences, of course, could harm humans. And there are other differences that could affirm our place in this world. Let's talk about that a bit more. So, we know that for thousands of years, humankind has believed that our intelligence is what sets us apart from other species and what justifies our dominion and even our identity on earth. We have grown comfortable and even used to the fact that through our superior intelligence, we can shape the world in whichever way we want. However, that, I am afraid, will certainly change, especially as AI reaches superintelligence. So, what do the experts say? Well, here we have Geoffrey Hinton, who is the godfather of AI, and Jan LeCun, Meta's AI chief scientist. Both are Turing Award winners. They both know each other for a long time, they have worked with each other, but they don't see eye to eye on every aspect of AI. However, despite the differences, they both agree that eventually AI will reach and surpass human level intelligence. Machines will surpass our intelligence, self improve, and be able to perform most jobs. At this point, nothing is standing on the way to keep this evolution from happening. What AI learns expands and propagates exponentially thanks to its digital nature, where anything learned by one machine can instantly be transferred to another. But we don't learn that way, do we? No, we don't. That is a fundamentally different way from the way we interact with the environment to learn. Our mistakes, trials, and errors shape our experience, creating our worldview and a body of knowledge. I know from experience actually that if she continues to do this, she's going to have a very bad case of allergies. Now, another part of my thought experiment was to identify what will remain true for sure. In a world of uncertainty, what is the one thing we know for sure will happen that humans could build upon? I don't want to be pessimistic, but the one thing for sure that we will have is no shortage of problems. If anything, we're going to have more complex problems to tackle, problems with no seeming solution. And we will need to think outside the box to solve most of these problems. Now, this is nothing new. This is what we've done in the past for centuries. Many of the biggest problems that we have encountered were solved with ideas that started as very unreasonable propositions. Will that be something that an AI can do? Can an AI be unreasonable when the whole point of AI companies has been striving for these machines to be reasonable? We'll see. No doubt, AI will be a key factor in solving many tough problems. Yes, but their reasoning will be within a box. AI is rational by design and contained in this algorithmic box that, even if powerful, it remains confined to reason. At times, I'm more impressed and scared by its ability to hallucinate than by its best conforming output. Hallucination being so very human. However, by being inside this box, AI won't be capable of coming up with this type of out of the box thoughts or solutions necessary to solve many of our most complex problems. Even when it hallucinates, we know it is the product of some algorithmic mishap. John Nash used to say that rationality of thought imposes a limit on a person's concept of his relation to the cosmos. I reckon that this quote would also apply to AI, meaning that rationality of thought for AI imposes a limit to its capacity to relate with our reality. Now, we can confidently say that humans are infinitely capable of being unreasonable. And for once, that is actually good news. For once, being unreasonable could be a distinct virtue. It could be what saves us. Yes, indeed. Who would have thought, right? And that at least gives me some comfort. Not only that gives me comfort, but also the way humans connect to an infinite source of wonder and imagination that gives us visions and creativity that is outside the box, outside of the realms of what seems possible or true. As a matter of fact, much of human knowledge has emerged and evolved from this human ability. Like, take, for instance, quantum physics. It was a super bizarre way to describe the world. It was a major counterintuitive shift from what we knew about physics. It was conceived by thinking outside the box. Can machines do that? Not yet. Maybe never, but we can. But let's focus on us for a second. How do we dial in this human capacity to go beyond outside the box? Thinking outside the box is not a quality that you take for granted. You need to actually develop it and you need to allow it. You need to actually walk out the box. How about this? As a way to develop these abilities, connect to your aspirations, even if they are unreasonable, especially if they are. Be comfortable in your skin entertaining such thoughts. The bolder, the better. It is about joy, it is about meaning, and about purpose. All the things that differentiate us from AI. It is about being alive, feeling alive, connecting with joy. That is your pursuit. And that's why having an epic project that is true to you is so important. It's not a luxury. It is what I believe to be the way forward for all of us, for humanity, to be able to pursue a problem that you are passionate about, that is true to you, that you will take on with full conviction and have impact. That's so meaningful. This is what motivated me to create Just Action, to provide a space for people to take on these epic projects, develop that aspirational story, and never feel alone in this journey of transformation. Beautiful. So let's get started. Start your journey of discovery. Start now, even if you're not sure about what is your epic project. No problem. Just get going. If you're curious, just register for our next session and get going. And with that, my friends, just action and make it epic.